on this one. And Mark never waits, he just goes off. He's carrying a hell of a lot less weight than me. He's a hell of a lot fitter. And he's got a couple of sleigh dogs pulling him up the hill. Good morning everybody. So in case you haven't already figured it out, we are in Somerset this week on the first part of our 2-week southwest road trip. So we've come down to Cheddar. We stayed in a caravan and motorhome club site last night at Cheddar, and we've come up for a walk in Cheddar Gorge, and oh my god, it's steep. I don't know if I'm just not feeling the love of walking today or what, but I didn't film a lot of it because you definitely don't want to hear me whinging and moaning and swearing all the way up. But we're just trying to figure out the best way from here. So I think we're going to carry on walking, and then we're going to go and have a look around Cheddar itself, through the town. Cheddar, of course, notorious for its gorgeous cheese. Did you see what I did there? It's cheese. So no doubt we will have some sort of homemade or locally made cheddar. We've got the best weather. It is mild, still, it's calm, there's no wind. I've got a hat on, but I don't really need it. But without it, I've got hat hair. So yeah, I think apart from the fact that I was whinging up the hill, I think we're on a bit of a flat now. So I'm going to be happy. I'm just dragging up the rear and dragging my sorry rear up this effing hill. We've got 2 weeks in the southwest, so this will probably be a 3-parter, maybe. Depends how much we see and do. But the first couple of days we're in Cheddar, so we've got another night on the campsite tonight, and then we're heading more south towards Devon. And yeah, we'll let you know what happens there. Then.
Oh look, so, new boots, not panties.
New boots and panties.
No, not panties, but coat.
That's a bargain really, isn't it?
A thin waterproof layer.
It may not be a bargain because we didn't check online to see what the prices are, but the regatta shop's got 70% off, and that was a good 60-70 quid cheaper than it suggested it should be. So, and it looks smart and it'll do the job.
Yes.
Very green.
Very green. You won't lose me in a crowd.
No.
But it's waterproof and breathable, so it's a layer.
Yeah. So close your eyes, pat the pig and make a wish. In days gone by, this was a wishing well. Now you can wish upon our pig and may your wish come true.
The little white one. Oops.
What's your wish going to be?
Eyes. Well, if I tell you, it won't come true.
That's rubbish though, because if you keep a secret to yourself, how is it going to come true? You're not opening up opportunities.
I wish to find a really nice real ale too. That's pretty easy, isn't it?
Okay, a real ale. Okay, I think your needs are pretty easily met. finished having a nice look around Cheddar. The problem with coming away in winter, as we're finding out, is that everything's shut. So I think like the caves and the attractions and things around Cheddar are only open at the weekends in winter. So we're here on Tuesday and we've only got 2 nights. So we've missed all the attractions. We've had a nice walk. We had a walk around the Gorge. And now that it's done, I enjoyed it. Didn't enjoy it much while I was doing it. For some reason today, I really didn't enjoy it. But if you love running water, there are waterfalls and sort of little, they're not really waterfalls, are they? But flowing water, little weirs and things. There's quite a lot to see in Cheddar. Obviously, you've got the Cheddar cheese shops and cider shops. But a lot of things aren't open. And again, it's time of year, isn't it? The other thing is we're running out of daylight because it is now just gone 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I think we've probably got another hour and a half of daylight. So we're going to get back in the van and we're just going to shoot off to the city of Wells, which by all accounts is the smallest city in the UK. It might be the smallest city in England. I might have to double check that on Google. But we're going to try and make the most of what daylight we've got left, and then we'll probably pop in to Cheddar. We'll come back, get back onto the site. I think it's only a 10-minute walk into Cheddar from the campsite. So we'll probably leave the dogs in the van tonight and have a walk back in and grab a drink, I think. And check out 1 or 2 of the pubs. There was what looked to be a really nice one that looked like a ski lodge. Can't remember what it was called, but that looks quite interesting, and they do cocktails, so who knows, we might even come in and have a cocktail, although I think Mark wants his real ale. But we're going to hit the road and have a look at Wells. Did your wish come true?
Yes. Can't beat a nice local ale.
We're in Weston-super-Mare. I've never been to Weston-super-Mare before. And when we got here this morning, it was very dull, very foggy. But actually the sun's come out and the warmth on my back is lovely. The dogs have had a really good run on the beach. Really enjoyed it. It's like they now know that when they get sand underneath their feet, they get to run amok. But Mark's left his peak cap. What do you call those kind of caps? Like a baseball cap that he likes to wear in the sun, in the van. Did you manage to get one?
No, very little stock in there.
So we're on the hunt now for a cap.
Kiss me quick.
classes on the 15th of January. But it's absolutely gorgeous. The fog lifted in Weston-super-Mare and the sun came out, and it's been absolutely gorgeous. So we're done here. We just wanted a little bit of a visit, partly I think for me because my brother was in the Air Force, and his first station that he was stationed at was Locking, RAF Locking, which was Weston-super-Mare. So he's very familiar with this area. I'd never been, so I wanted to be able to send a little photograph to him to say, look where we are, which I've done. We're heading to that leisure shop. Mark and I really love watching the Motorhome Matt podcast with him and Keith. Is it Keith? It is, isn't it? Keith Gooden. We really enjoy that podcast, and knowing that that leisure shop is in Weston-super-Mare, or close to Weston-super-Mare, we thought as we're here we would pop in and have a look and see what they've got in stock. So that's where we're headed now, and then we're going to hit the road to our next campsite, which is in Barnstaple in Devon. I'm guessing it's North Devon. Do you know, my geography is shocking. But we've got 2 nights in Barnstaple. So yeah, let's head off to that leisure shop. .com. Good morning. Well, we've woken up this morning in Barnstaple, first night at the CL in, it's called Collacott Farm, and it's a CL on a farm, which kind of makes sense. But we had a really good night's sleep. It's a bit chilly this morning, and the van is so filthy dirty from the last couple of days of travel. I went to look out the window. Let me just have a look and see if I can show you. Because there are, believe it or not, llamas in their fields. But the windows are so dirty, I can't see out of them. And I think it's quite cold outside, so there's a lot of condensation. But this van is so well insulated. There's absolutely no water on the insides of the windows at all. The front screen would definitely get misted up, or condensation even, but we've got the silver screen on there, and that stops everything. It's so well insulated. It's just lovely and warm and cozy. We've even got our little friends in bed with us. So Mark, we've got a bit of a routine started now. So in the morning, Mark gets up first. He always has done. I'm not an early bird. So we wake up, the dogs come up for snuggles, then he'll nip to the loo. And when he gets back, he takes the dogs out for a walk, and that gives me space to be able to bring the bed down. I'm finally getting the knack of a routine for putting the bed together and taking it down, because every time I did it to begin with, I was doing it differently and it was just a bit of a pain, whereas now I've got it down to, in fact I might time it, I don't know how long it takes, but I might time it this morning and see exactly how long it takes for me to put the bed away. And then we need to sit and plan our day today, because we've not planned anything for Barnstaple. I actually bought a book called Southwest Road Trip, and it's by a guy called Robbie Romes. He's got a YouTube channel, and we saw him on his YouTube channel, and I saw he'd done this book, so we ordered it, and it's actually really, really good. So we need to sit and look through that and decide what we're going to do. The weather's not looking great, although I can't really tell that much from through the muck on the window. But we want to have a wander around the site. The views look amazing. I'll try and show you those. And there are, as I say, there are a couple of llamas in the field here that we want to go and say hello to. It was a bit dark last night, so we couldn't see them. But yeah, we'll see what the day brings. So you're going to take those out?
Yes.
Is it cold?
Yes, but not freezing, but damp, cold.
And other llamas up and about?
They're sat at the far end, sat down.
Okay, well if you want to take them out, I'll make the bed up.
Yes, that's what I'm going to
I'll
do.
get the kettle on.
Right, so shoes.
Whoa! Yeah, it's definitely a bit frosty, isn't it, with the sun being shaded out.
You look on the left, there's beautiful sunshine and dawn, and the right is like a winter wonderland. It's two different views each side of the road.
So what do we pay for fuel at home?
I think it was £1.43.99 a litre for diesel, and here in Sainsbury's it was £1.37.99. So
138 versus 144.
it's 6 pence cheaper per litre. Because we just joined the REC, and the REC app has got a find cheap fuel, so we use that, and yeah, filled right up, £100.
Yeah, there is another app that I use called Petrol Prices UK that does the same thing, but it's worth it, because I think even just in Barnstaple we saw about 6 or 7 different fuel stations that ranged from 138, well 137.9 right up to about 145. So it's definitely, I wouldn't go out of our way to find cheaper fuel, because sometimes if you've got to drive too far you're getting rid of any benefit.
Yes.
But it's worth having the app, because if it's all in the same vicinity, why pay more?
Well, I accidentally paid a lot more.
You'd be gutted, wouldn't you, if you
Go
just
around the
filled
corner.
up at 145 and then drove around the corner and saw 137.
Yes.
So we're heading to Lynton, but we've pulled over. It's a train track or something, isn't it?
Was it
Like a
Framlington Mini Rail or something?
I don't think it's Framingham, we're too far away, but some little mini railway line that's closed at the minute, but that's our view out the front of the cab. And we're just having a bit of brunch.
Bacon sandwich.
Bacon sandwich. Do you know, I think this is probably one of the nicest bits of the van, is just being able to find a little park up like this, and you're self-contained. It's the first time we've done this, just pulled over and made breakfast, but I don't think we'd find a cafe with a view like that, do you? And of course it saves a few pennies as well, because the last 2 days when we've gone into a cafe to have something to eat, it's cost between 20 and 30 quid just for something to eat and a couple of cups of tea. So I've just done us a bacon roll and a cup of tea. In fact, old greedy guts over there got 2.
Well, I had some brown sauce on my fingers, and then I took my glasses off and ended up with brown sauce on my glasses. So I'm in a right pickle.
You're a nightmare.
I'm like a 3-year-old.
You are like a 3-year-old.
Is it all around my mouth?
No, you're fine.
Is your full-time job then? Excellent. Very nice.
Are we okay to have a little look?
More than welcome to have a look round, just please don't walk on the track.
No,
Thanks.
no.
There's some maintenance.
No worries. Thank you.
I think the back of you shows the water train. That one there, the back of that one shows the water train.
Water train.
Look.
What's a...
Water
Ah, that one, yes.
So it fills the tank with water, so it's heavier, so it goes down. At the bottom it pumps it out, and the other one fills up.
And that takes you from Lynton to Linmouth.
Yes.
And it's a water-powered
Yes.
railway. Like
So I-
funicular, is it? But
So I think
water-powered.
that there's a pump that pumps the water from the tank up the top and into the tank under the higher train, and when it gets heavier it starts coming down and drags the other one up.
Okay, that sounds a bit archaic.
Yeah, well,
a bit scary.
it's very old.
Older than you?
Not quite.
A trip back in the warmer weather when it's open might be in order.
Stay as long as you like. Pay once, ride all day.
2 mile round trip. So yeah, we've just crossed the track and there's this woodland walk. We've left the dogs in the van actually. But yeah, that looks lovely. Well worth a visit, isn't it? What have we got?
Bugs,
Oh, bug
flowers,
trail.
Leaves.
That's good if you've got kids. Oh, I think I'm a bit in shadow here to see them. Look for these wildflowers, look for these birds, and looking for leaves. Yeah, this is definitely nice if you've got
Dogs and kids.
dogs and kids.
Yeah.
So the hill in the background we believe is Holston Down. Is that right? Holston Downs? Down? We think.
It's on my phone. I have a brain like a sieve. I'm like a goldfish.
Honestly, we learn a name and literally by the time we've blinked,
It's gone.
it's gone. Right, I'm going to take you around this van because it's meant to be silver, but you would not know. It's just, oh my word. Look at how dirty she is. Oh goodness me. You can't even see out the windows.
But what have I bought? Oh, can't show you. It's locked.
No. Look at the state of those back windows. No wonder you can't see out of them. So what have we got then, Mark? Good old Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's special, £5. So that is going to be used later today.
To give Pete a bit of a perk up.
Give it a perk up. Just use the water hose and just rinse her down a bit, especially the windows.
I mean, the lights are filthy.
I think this will be long in the van from now on.
Yeah. Are you going to chop the handle down a bit?
Yes.
Yeah,
It only
so
needs
it
to be
fits
long
good.
enough for me to reach there. It only needs to be about 2 foot the
Yeah.
handle.
And we've lost a hubcap, haven't we?
They're difficult to put on because you've got to give a good bash. But when I last put it on, I thought, well, that went on nice and easily. Of course, I should have checked. It went
It
on
obviously
easily.
wasn't on well
Because it
enough.
wasn't on. It looked right though. It looked flush like the others. But I should have given it a tug. You can buy a set for about £30 online, so I might buy another set.
Yeah, I suppose that's the benefit of alloys, isn't it? If it had alloys, you don't lose hubcaps. But hey, there you go. Right, let's hit the road, Jack. It's a bit steep. Think you'll get parked?
An empty one. See if you can find an empty slot.
Parking does sometimes take us a little while because we want to try and find somewhere that's the best, where we're not messing anybody around. But yeah, there you go. Vehicles, oversized vehicles under 3,500 kilograms. So that's us.
Yeah. I'm going to go in the end one to get the maximum sign. I do like to try to inconvenience as few people as possible, be courteous, and leave motorhome drivers.
Yeah, with a decent reputation.
Yeah, or
We need all the help we can get, I think.
yeah, what's the campervan drivers?
Campervans.
Campervan drivers with a
I couldn't
good
remember
name.
where you were. Who
No,
you were, what you were.
I've got set on reversing into a slot, so yes, my brain isn't totally engaged on conversation.
to Linmouth, and it is just beautiful. It's stunning. You've got such a contrast when you look around. But just turn around, obviously you've got the sea behind us, and we've got these amazing blue skies, and the sun is really quite warm on my back. But if I just turn around, I hope you can see it behind me because I've lost everything now, the sun's in front of me. But you've got this wonderful misty clouds over the hills, and then if I just continue around, we've got some amazing buildings up in the hills. It's outstandingly beautiful. It's really stunning. We've walked down from Lynton, quite a steep coastal path, but it's worth walking down. Unfortunately, the funicular water railway isn't working because it's winter. But even just walking down was stunning. It's very definitely worth a visit. She'll be straight off. You watch, she'll run like the clappers. Off they go. He was waiting for her. This way. Come on. Lucy.
So this morning when we were planning today's adventure, we decided to do Lynton and Linmouth. But they say that the road from Lynton down to Linmouth Harbour is very steep and windy, and larger vehicles may have trouble. So we decided to park in Lynton, have a look around the village and take the scenic footpath down to Linmouth. Now we're in Linmouth and had a nice walk around, we've just seen the sign for the road, and it quite clearly shows that caravans and anything over 7.5 tonne clearly can't do that road, and there's an alternative.
But we're only 3.5 tonnes, so we should have been all right. The walk was lovely, and I think we saw things on the walk that we wouldn't have seen. I mean, we got to get really up close to the funicular, looking up and down the track. I think we probably got views we would have missed driving. Well, you certainly would, because you're driving, you can't really look at the views, can you? So.
No.
Yeah, it's just to bear in mind, if you're in anything bigger than 7.5 tonnes, you won't get up and down there. If you're towing a caravan, they say not to. But it's definitely worth a visit to Linmouth. It's beautiful.
Incredible Linmouth, so many different things to see, beautiful scenery.
It's a great backdrop with the funicular. You have the funicular coming out of your head. This robin is less than 18 inches away from my camera. He is so brave. Let me just turn around and show you. There he is. Aren't you beautiful? You are gorgeous. You have just made this bloody long steep walk back up this hill worth every second. Good morning. Hello. A lone sheep and a lone llama. Okay, so this is our bed for the last 2 nights, our home for the last 2 nights. Collacott farm, just outside Barnstaple, and it's just absolutely lovely, really. The facilities are okay. There's only one toilet and one sink. There's no showers, and I have to say the toilet block was freezing cold. So we have used the van probably more than we would like to. for our services, shall we say. But the sites are pretty good. They're hard standings, and you've got water and electricity to each pitch. Now, the electricity, you get 10 units, 10 kilowatts included in the cost of your overnight stay, which is £20 a night. But anything over 10 units, you pay 40p a unit. We used 8 units over, which is what, £3.60, but we gave her a fiver because it was easier. We just paid her in cash. So Pete is about to get a bit of a perk up because she is filthy. And Mark's just taken the silver screen down, and that's us done here.
I've got the bag.
Oh, you haven't got the bag? Right, okay. There's so many things to remember.
Yes, I've got a box of fittings, and one is a nozzle. I didn't know, like originally I brought my whole bag of fittings, which is about 5 times this size, and I thought that's ridiculous. So I just started to select a few, but as it would be, I've got one of these. How effective is that? You keep it going around with sponges, but as long as your bristles are soft enough, and there's much less bending over like this, it's much better for your back when you get old.
Thanks so much for watching, and if you've recently subscribed to the channel, thank you. We're a little channel that we want to grow, and your subscriptions do help. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. You just hit the subscribe button and YouTube does its magic and lets you know when we release another video. If you've enjoyed this one, a thumbs up would be great. That's another little clue to YouTube that you've enjoyed watching it. And if you haven't enjoyed watching it but you're still here, that's a bit weird. But if you are, let us know. You know, what do you like about the vlogs? What do you not like? Because all feedback is good feedback. If it's constructive, of course. If it's just downright rude, don't bother. But if it's constructive, we would like it, because we want to make these vlogs as good as they can be. And yeah, we'll leave it there for now. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.